in Africa to do. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you cakes and dates and grapes and a cake. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything.
Hello, dearies, and welcome to the Glittery Bunker, better known as my house. And I'm so glad you're here today as we journey on into the kitchen with a whole bunch of wonderful things I'm sure you're going to enjoy. And who knows, maybe even after all that, you might even learn stuff.
If you're stuck inside and you need some fun, she's the grande dame of getting it done. With Victoria Sautee.
Well, hello there, dearies. It's so wonderful for you to join me here this morning with Season 2, Episode 13. And as you know, I always like to start with a word of the day. And I thought this word would be befitting for today. The word of the day, darlings, is crapulence. That's right, the word, as you see it there before me and overlapping my face, is crapulence. And what that means is crapulence is when you feel a sickness brought on by an excessive amount of eating and drinking. How many of you out there are feeling crapulent today? How many of you imbibed a little too much or maybe had an entire box of pizza last night? I know I did, and I'm feeling a bit crapulent. I'm not actually, darling. I'm feeling absolutely 100% wonderful, and I'm so glad you're here. Now, I thought before we get right into the kitchen, I thought we might take a little bit of a calendar whirl, because you know how much I like to celebrate those holidays that aren't really holidays, but we celebrate them anyway. And we're going to start today by celebrating a little-known holiday coming up this week. It's on the 19th, darling. That's tomorrow. It's National Garlic Day. Now, National Garlic Day. The garlic. It's known as the stinking rose, and I've been told I'm a stinking rose sometimes too. It's as fragrant as it is potent, and it originated 7,000 years ago. That's a very old little plant there, isn't it? Over in Asia is where they started to grow those things. Now, do you know what they say? They say if you dream about garlic, it means good luck. Have you had any garlic dreams lately, darling? Now, I want you to celebrate Garlic Day tomorrow by going on and eating something with garlic in it. Maybe a nice dessert, either a little garlic ice cream for you. Look at how they did on the top of the cones there. They sort of made it look like a little piece of garlic, didn't they? Now, that's what I call a celebration. Don't eat too much. You might feel a bit crapulent at the end. Now, coming up on the 20th, Here's a day to celebrate, darlings. It's Lima Bean Day. That's right, that smooth, buttery, creamy, textured bean. It's underutilized, the lima bean, at least by me, but it's an excellent source of protein and iron and magnesium and potassium and zinc. You've got a lot packed in that little lima, I tell you. Now, coming up later this week on April 20th, that's just a couple of days away, so plan ahead. It's National Lookalike Day. That's right, National Lookalike Day. Now, this is a day to celebrate you and the people who look like you, darling. Now, did you ever have someone say, "Oh, you remind me of someone," or you've got that sort of certain look, or you look just like so-and-so, you know. It's sort of like consider it like a doppelganger day, darling. Now celebrate by dressing up like someone that you like, or maybe someone that you'll see later that day. Like, oh, hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Jane, what are you doing here?
Hi, just to stop by to say hi and get my camera time.
I
Hi,
see.
everyone.
Jane, are you going to celebrate National Lookalike Day? Has anyone ever told you look like anyone?
No way. No one ever looks like me. I am original. I am one of a kind.
That's wonderful, darling.
That's wonderful.
Hello, Victoria.
What?
Hey,
Jane?
Yes, it's me, Jane.
I'm Jane.
No, I'm Jane.
No, I'm Jane.
Look at me. I'm Jane. I'm so pretty.
If you're watching this broadcast, she's stealing my identity.
That's a lie.
Oh!
Listen to that.
No,
I'm very nice. You're not really Jane, are you?
No, I am. I want to do naughty things, and I want to write bad words on the wall.
How you know it's not me? Because I'd never do that.
And I want to not help Dick with his homework and eat all of Sally's cake.
What do you know about Dick?
He's a very nice boy.
That's Dick. It's Dick. I knew it. I know it's Dick.
It's not. It's Jake.
Yeah, look at that pasty face.
Happy look-alike day.
I can't believe this.
Oh,
How you did it, Dick, but you look just like Jane.
well, I sort of feel like myself now. Actually, I'm doing all right.
Well, you got a lovely costume, and it's lovely to see you both. I hope you have a wonderful look-alike day.
I won't.
I will. Thank you, Victoria.
Well, you never know who's going to pop into the glittery bunker. Now, coming up on April 24th, it's Pigs in a Blanket Day. That's celebrating hot dogs wrapped in a blanket of dough is what that day celebrates. Now, you know, it's said that Betty Crocker came up with the term pigs in a blanket in 1957 in this cookbook. But if records show, if you really look it up, you'll find that it dates back to the early 1900s. Where Betty Crocker made the whole thing up. But you celebrate your pigs in a blanket day by wrapping your favorite wiener in some nice, delicious dough. Won't you do that? Now, on April 27th, also related to the kitchen, I might add, is National Devil Dog Day. That's right. Look at how big that devil dog is. Now, this is a day that celebrates Drake's cake that was first enjoyed in 1927, I believe. But Mr. Drake started the process out in Harlem, New York, in 1896. Here he is, the founder, Newman Drake. That's what he looked like. Here, looks like a devil dog himself, sort of on its side, I believe. I do. Now, did you know that the term devil dog refers to a term that Germans called American soldiers in World War I? That's right. They called us devil dogs for the soldiers' tenacity and fierce bravery. And that was made aware in the movie. Here it is, The Devil Dogs in the Air, with James Cagney and Pat O'Brien. Who knew? I just thought it was a fun word for a chocolate cake. Another holiday that's coming up that I want to celebrate on the 29th, so mark your calendars, dearie, is Shrimp Scampi Day. That's right. Shrimp Scampi is shrimp cooked in butter and garlic and lemon with a little white wine in there. You know, I'd eat a rag if it was covered in all that good stuff, I would. Now, scampi, little did you know, scampi is the plural and the Italian plural of scampo. That's right, scampo, derived from the Greek word for bending and winding. And if you look at that picture there, you'll find a lot of bending and winding. I don't really ever order the shrimp scampi that often. I always find it rather skimpy. I do. Now, let's get to the kitchen because that's why you're all here. Let's see who's out there today, darling. Let's have a quick look. I see that Val's joined us today, and Joan Benson. It's lovely to see you. Are you popping in from Florida, darling? Lovely. Barbara's here. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while, Barbara. Hello. And Christy's here. Good morning to you. Emma's here. That's right. Well, you know, I do think there's a little bit of a similarity between you and I and Michael. Michael, hello, Michael. Yes, a double Jane morning. That's the kind of day that you have only in your worst nightmares. That's true. All right, now where's my little show here? I've got to find it. I'm off on a tangent. I am. Now it's the kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and I love all things about the kitchen. I love Pyrex. I do. I like lusterware, that plastic stuff in this set. I had that in my first set once I graduated college at cringe-worthy community college. I had that set in my little apartment there with the bread box and everything. People don't even use bread boxes. I like dust pans. I do. You always find these in the kitchen, and I don't like the plain ones. I want one with a design, tomatoes, flowers, something on it. I like kitchens with flair. I like kitchen queens like this one here. Oh, I wish I had a kitchen queen like that. Look at how big that sink is. I like small appliances in festive colors. I like kitchen carpeting. All right, I'll take that back. I don't like kitchen carpeting, but I do like that dress that the model's wearing there while standing on the kitchen carpet. I do. I like dinette sets. I like chrome dinette sets, and I had one just like this, only it was in yellow. It was one of my favorite things. It belonged to my aunt. It did. Cringeworthy, of course. Now let's look back at the origin of kitchens, shall we? Now, kitchens date back to prehistoric days. That's right. Here's a prehistoric kitchen for you. You notice the kitchens didn't even have walls or countertops. No, it just had some things on the ground that you'd burn on, or maybe things some vessels. I'm glad I didn't live there. Now, in ancient times, kitchens, they weren't much better than that, darling. Look at that. That looks like somebody's root cellar. It does, but it does have a little oven there. You could slide a pizza in that oven, or you could put those pots in there, I suppose. Look at that broom on the side. It looks, I don't know what that looks like. It's rather frightening, isn't it? Now, by the 1920s, we had this old crone digging into her kitchen, but look, it's sort of like the kitchens we know of, isn't it? And then in the 1920s, we finally get running water and electricity in our kitchens. In the 1940s, look at that beautiful kitchen. Now, they say a yellow kitchen causes anxiety, and I ought to know because I grew up in one. And then in the 1930s, we had this luscious kitchen, 50s, I'm sorry. And then finally in the 1960s, we had this state-of-the-art futuristic kitchen worthy of Samantha Stevens, I believe. Lovely. Now, there are some odd kitchens out there in the world, and I found some of them that I want to share with you. Let's have a look at this one. This one is an upholstered kitchen. Sort of looks like it's upholstered with saltine crackers, doesn't it, darling? But it would be very easy to clean and wipe down these cupboards, I think. But there's a sort of a sad look to it too. I suppose you wouldn't bump your head on these, or wouldn't cause a bruise. But look at how sad the stove looks in this picture. It's sort of frowning. Get me out of here! It is. Now, there's also this cubist kitchen that's rather odd, don't you think? I wouldn't know what to do in that kitchen. I'm not sure if I actually have this photograph set right. It might be upside down. It looks like something out of Picasso's Green Period, and now that I've said green period, I want to take that back. Periods should not be green, darling. Let's look at this next kitchen. This is a lot, isn't it? This person likes her ferns, her air plants. She likes her pink. She likes her upholstery. She likes her, I don't know what she likes. She's got beams in there. She's got track lighting. This must be my aunt's kitchen. It must be. Now, here's a kitchen that's rather festive. Oh, look at that. It's so merry. It's like celebrating Christmas all year round in this lovely state-of-the-art early 1960s peppermint kitchen. It is. Now, this next kitchen, I think something fishy's going on in here, darling. Look at that. Look at that. The sink is actually an aquarium, a very large one. But does your dirty dishwater go right in there with your clams and your turtle and all whatever else goes in one of those things? I don't know. It's stylish, but it makes me nervous, darling. It does. Now, here is the definition of a crappy kitchen. So if you look at the top, you'll see that's what the kitchen looks like. But those little things open up to expose a little private toilet right there in the middle of your kitchen. Sometimes you're cooking your shrimp scampi and you've got to go, and you just open that cupboard and go. There you go. I like it. I do. Now, when I think of futuristic kitchens, I automatically go to the Jetsons. And I always wanted this kitchen. I wanted to be like Mrs. Jetson there, and she just like presses one of those, that little pizza box, and the pizza slips out of there. That's what I thought a futuristic kitchen might be. But no. Let's look at what the kitchen of the future might be. I have a little clip to show you. Let me see if I can find that. Let's have a look at Mrs. Kitchen.
Kitchen of tomorrow, a press-button dream coming true for Mrs. Housewife. All sorts of wonders are hers at the push of a button, from refrigerator doors to countertops built for big gals or little gals.
Did you see Mrs. Housewife there and the way she handled that cucumber? Yeah, she did. She manhandled it is what she did. Now, when we think of what the kitchen of the future is today, it's going to look like this, darling. That is the kitchen of the future. Now, I don't know whether to cook on that or have myself an MRI on that. I don't really know. I don't know what those handles are for. What's on the wall? What's that little screen do? Maybe you watch my show from that screen while you're making your scampi. And tell you, in that kitchen, it definitely would come skimpy. It totally would. Now, do you remember this kitchen gadget? It was a lovely gadget, and every kitchen wanted one. It was called the Veg-O-Matic.
Introducing Popeil's amazing Veg-O-Matic 2. New improved cutting rings make food cutting easier than ever. Saves you time by slicing whole potatoes in only one stroke. Turns whole onions into zesty thin slices for delicious hamburgers. Slices mushrooms, tasty juliennes from sliced carrots. Turn the dial, slices are automatically thicker. Dial from slice to dice, fast, easy, and sliced onions become diced by the panful. Dice carrots. One stroke dices celery. Over 11 million original Veg-O-Matic sold. They must be good. Veg-O-Matic 2 now available at only $9.95. Imagine Veg-O-Matic 2 also can slice a whole, firm, unripened tomato in just one stroke. Or make everybody's favorite, golden French fries. Hundreds in just minutes. Popeil's improved Veg-O-Matic 2, a great gift idea. Only $9.95.
Well, that's amazing. If that many people bought it, it must be good. I'm a sucker for kitchen gadgets. And thanks to that commercial, I got off and started buying all the kitchen gadgets I could. And some of my favorites, I'm going to tell you two of them today because it's a short show. One of them is Mr. Coffee. There he is there. That's Mr. Coffee. It is. Now, Mr. Coffee was first invented in the 1970s. It was by a gentleman named Vincent Murata. And there he is there looking so dapper out in Cleveland, Ohio. He invented it, and it came on the market in 1972, $29.99. What a deal! It got rid of the percolators. Remember percolators, darling? The bitter taste that they all had. Well, Mr. Coffee offered you a nice fresh taste, and they sold millions of these thanks to Joe DiMaggio. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Well, you did it. You made Mr. Coffee a huge success, and those people at Mr. Coffee, Mr. Vincent and his cohorts there, they decided they'd make some other items that didn't quite work as well. Like they created Mrs. T. Who has a Mrs. T? Mrs. T, is that a thing, Mrs. T? I looked it up, it was, but nobody bought it. It's still in a warehouse somewhere. And if you think Mrs. T is sort of unneeded, well, then wait till you see the perfect potato. This is potato perfect. And this would cook your potatoes perfectly, darling. It would. And I don't know, to me, it looks like they took a curling iron and they skewed a potato with it. And they said, there it is. That's a perfect potato. But that's not all that they made at the Mr. Coffee people. They also came up with the egg scrambler because it's so much work to scramble an egg, darling. This does it inside the shell. Why break open the egg when you can scramble it in the shell? It still has to come out of it. What do? You dirty a fork in a bowl instead of this cheap piece of plastic? I don't know. I'm getting angry, darling. I am. How about this lovely product, also by the same people?
Salad shooter helps you every day.
How about some cheese for your pizza or perfect salad shooter hash browns for breakfast? Vegetables sliced or shredded, and nothing tops a salad like salad shooter.
Point and shoot to help you every day.
Presto Salad Shooter Electric Slicer Shredder. So you can fill an omelet, slice a beet, make a soup, top a treat. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, stores anywhere.
Salad shooter helps you every day.
Original and professional.
Original and extra crispy. I don't know why you need your salad shot. I think we just need to just give up on this whole thing. But I do have another gadget that I want to show you. See if you guess what this is, Don. Do you know what that is? It looks like a metal dog or a metal cat or something, doesn't it? Well, actually, it's a French fry maker, and this is a gadget that I never got my hands on, but I always wanted one. I still do, I think, because if I had one, I would press a potato through there, and then I'd have some raw fries, and then I'd stick them into the new gadget that everyone's talking about, the air fryer that fries without oil or without frying. I don't know what it does. It's sort of magical, but it makes your French fries. And here to tell us more about French fries in the kitchen, let's bring on my good friend, Mr. Dazzle.
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody.
Hello there, Mr. Dazzle.
Well, I was going to say, I'm so glad you brought up French fries because they're one of the greatest foods in the world. Every culture seems to have a version of French fries. And of course, I have poured the recipes of the globe in order to find all of the best ones. Every country has decided to make its own version of French fries because we love them so much. But I have a great list a short list, hopefully, of places that have amazing French fry recipes. Of course, we could start with the U.S. because that's where we are currently. In the U.S., we love to put toppings on fries. Usually it's cheese. Sometimes it's cheese and chili. And then, of course, in our lovely graphic here, it's like the stoplight of French fries. This is
You're on the other side of those fries, Mr. Dazzle.
The bottom one, of course, is my favorite. It's disco fries, which are a regional favorite. They're actually... yeah, you have to do that dance when you eat them. But they're from New Jersey, and they're sort of a diner food. It's. I think it was just a product of we have gravy and cheese, so let's throw them on French fries, and they're perfect. They're the perfect food. It's one of my favorites. It's actually kind of like a version of Canada's favorite French fry dish, which is called poutine, which is this one. Which is gravy as well, but instead of melty cheddar or American cheese, they use cheese curds because Canada knows how to do things right. And this is possibly their most famous dish. I don't know that I know a lot about Canadian cuisine, but this is definitely up there in what they've given to the world. If we move across the pond to the UK, where they don't call them fries, they actually call them chips. But in the UK, England, they serve chips with, of course, fish, beer-battered fish and chips. Sometimes served on a plate here, but I think the correct way is to serve it in newspaper. I'm not sure the origin of that, but...
Mr. Dazzle, I just wonder, now that we're not actually printing the newspaper anymore, do we funnel up our laptops and serve fries in those?
Yeah, they're actually going to serve fish and chips on old discarded iPads, so get ready for that flavor.
Sounds yummy.
In the UK, they actually prefer to use they use different condiments all around the world, but in the UK particularly, they like to use malt vinegar on their chips, and they also do curry chips. In Ireland especially, Ireland is really big into the curry chips from what I have gathered, which is basically taking French fries and putting curry sauce on them, which is delicious. I mean, any sauce on a toasty golden French fry is my favorite. If we move down Europe, we can go to Belgium. Belgium is actually where French fries were born. So a lot of people think that French fries are from France because they're called French fries, and some people think they're from the US and that they were just mistakenly called French fries for no reason, but it's actually, they're from Belgium, and Belgians have been frying French fries for hundreds of years. They date back at least to the 1600s. We know that much, but the story that Belgium has about it, whether it be true or not, is that in the winter months, farmers couldn't catch fish to eat, so they would look for things that were hardier, and potatoes are a very hardy crop. So they would collect potatoes and then they would fry them up because Belgium has a French, German, and Dutch influence, so they know a lot about cuisine. Here actually is a dish in Belgium called moule frites, which is fries and mussels, which is very tasty combination. The reason that I'd say I got sidetracked. The reason that we call them French fries instead of Belgian fries is that after those hundreds of years passed, during World War I, when the American soldiers were stationed in Europe, they tried the local cuisines, and they thought that the people who gave them fries were speaking French, so that made them French, but they were speaking French and were from Belgium. So it was a whole misconception. And of course,
we could have been calling them Belgian fries all this time.
Well, all through history, we have plenty of things that were named the wrong thing because someone said it and it stuck. So, of all things, French fries aren't the worst. If we leave Belgium, we pass through the Netherlands, of course. The Netherlands and Belgium both have a street food version of French fries, which is basically fries served in a cone with a little fork, and then you put dipping sauces on it. In the Netherlands, they're called patatje oorlog, and they like to serve it with peanut sauce, like a spicy peanut sauce and onions.
Yeah.
That's an interesting combo. We go down to Spain. They are famous for tapas, and so, of course, they have the lovely patatas bravas, which are potatoes served with tomato sauce and a aioli, which is like a garlic kind of mayonnaise. It's close, but it's like a creamy garlic sauce and tomato. Spain loves their garlic. They're celebrating Garlic Day too, I'm sure.
Tomorrow.
In Bulgaria and the Ukraine, they have a dish called kartofi su syrien, which is just means potatoes with cheese, but it's basically potatoes mixed with egg, cheese sauce, and then put in a casserole and baked. And so it turns into this beautiful cheesy fry casserole that I guess you eat with a fork. And I saw a lot of cooking demonstrations of that one, and I want to make it very badly. In Africa, there's a lot of different preps, but my favorite one is actually from Tanzania, and it's called chipsi mayai, which is a Swahili term for this dish. And it basically is French fry omelet. So you take eggs, you put French fries in it, you put it in a skillet or whatever dish, maybe clay that you're serving it in, and you just roast it. And then here in this picture, they actually have a tomato salsa that is common to the area that they put on it. They also use a lot of hot peppers in that area.
Sort of like a deconstructed ketchup.
Yeah, basically. It's the ingredients of ketchup without all the Heinz. So if we move over to Asia, this one is strange. So in South Korea, they love their snacks. And a company just a few years ago came out with a flavor of potato chip called honey butter, because they did a study where they asked people what they wanted out of their snacks. And the majority of women that they polled said they wanted something sweeter. Usually their snacks are pretty salty. And in Korea, they do use a lot of salty ingredients like fermented shrimp and fish and things like that. So they wanted something sweet. And they came up with the honey butter chip. And it caught on so badly that there was a shortage and the prices skyrocketed. There was like a whole mini boom of potato chips at that time. And so I mentioned this in the French fry list because our lovely friends at McDonald's decided to make the honey butter French fry. And that became a very popular item. There's only about 500 McDonald's in South Korea, and all of them serve this honey butter French fry pack. And there are pictures and videos online of people just gorging themselves on it. Apparently, it's the greatest new combination that you've never heard of. So try mixing honey.
Heard of it.
See, everyone go home, put honey and butter together, and put it on everything you eat. Going south to Australia, they have a condiment that called chicken salt.
Of course they do.
Or hot chips and chicken. Because Australians like to season their food. They like a lot of mustards and very strong flavors. So chicken salt is a blend of spices. It's typically garlic and what else is in it? It's turmeric is always in it. So a lot of things that are sort of almost curry inspired, but not quite as spicy. It's like a cross between a curry and a chicken soup. essentially.
Dazzle, I actually have this mug filled with chicken salt, and that's what I drink during the show.
That's why you're so salty. I get it. Most commercial versions, or I shouldn't say most because I'm not sure. Some commercial versions have actual chicken in them, and some do not. So the name can either mean chicken salt, as in this is salt and chicken, or chicken salt, this is salt for chicken. Either way, people put it on their chips, and it's delicious. And of course, one of my favorite cuisines from around the world is Peruvian cuisine. I love the food of that region, and so I wanted to end the list by going to South America briefly, because the Incan people, who were the indigenous people of South America, actually had a goddess named Aximama, and she was the goddess of potatoes. She was a daughter of the goddess of the earth, and Aximama was a potato goddess, and you pray to her by having an odd-shaped potato that you say prayers and wishes to, which I think is an incredible practice. It's so much more interesting than anything we do. But they have so many potato dishes over there because it bled into the culture, and so I had to pick the one that was the most French fry oriented. So here is salchipapas, which means it's French fries topped with mayonnaise, ketchup, sausage, and spicy peppers. So it's like a sausage and pepper sandwich and a European style French fry dish.
You can't top that. You can't top that. No,
absolutely cannot top. That's like the kitchen sink of all the French fry dishes. And of course, if you want some, you have to whisper a prayer to an ugly potato, and then they give you some. So it's just a wild, wonderful custom that I want to be a part of so badly.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Dazzle, for this lovely potato tour.
Absolutely. I urge everybody to go out and find some French fry truck or potatoria and eat a French fry this month. Just try a different prep. There's so many things you can do with French fries, and they're so good.
I think I'm going to try to have some fries this month. I'm going to put on some Daddy's brown sauce. Some brown sauce.
It can't be bad, right? It might not be good, but it can't be bad.
It can't be bad. Well, thanks again, Mr. Dazzle. We'll see you again next time.
Bye, everybody. Happy eating.
Oh, we love Mr. Dazzle, we do. We also love my kitchen gadgets, and I'm back. I want to tell you, I told you I had like 2 kitchen gadgets especially. The first one was Mr. Coffee. The second one is the waffle iron. I love a waffle iron. The waffle iron dates back to the 14th century in the Netherlands, where waffles were baked over a hearth, as you can see in this photograph here. Isn't that lovely? And in the 1700s, and at the very beginning of our country here in the United States, waffles were enamored, and people loved them. They would throw parties just for waffles. It was sort of like a brunch. They call it a waffle frolic. And you'd go outside in the park and you'd put on your fancy dress and you'd eat waffles. They were loved by people of all ages. And now, thanks to a gentleman named Cornelius Sautee, we have the waffle iron, first invented in the 1860s. And then we really began frolicking with our waffles. We did. Here's a picture of an old crone making her waffle inside one of his inventions. There she is. Look at her pouring that batter out of her. Looks like a spittoon, darling. It's a waffle batter spittoon, I suppose. But it wasn't until the year 1911, the General Electric came up with the waffle iron, a sort of version that we use nowadays, darling, and people love them. Waffle shops began popping up all over the country. Isn't that a lovely waffle shop? And then before you know it, we had prepackaged waffles being sold in grocery stores, like these delicious 1-minute Downy Flake waffles there. And before you know it, we had the Waffle House popping up every which way. Everything wanted to be a waffle. They did. They had cookies, these little waffle cream cookies. We had, what did we have? We had waffle potatoes. We had Waffle-O cereal. Of course we did. But of course, everybody best remembers, when you think of waffles in pop culture, we remember this.
Lego my Eggo.
Lego my Eggo.
You'd deny your own father an Eggo frozen waffle from Kellogg's? With extra batter to make a man size? You'd deny me the 4 important vitamins and iron in an Eggo waffle? You'd deny all this to your poor old dad?
Lego my Eggo.
Will you have kids your own someday?
Let go, my ego.
Now, you don't just you make waffles in a waffle iron. You can cook an entire meal there, and I do. In fact, my breakfast this morning was actually made in a waffle iron, but it wasn't waffles. This is what I use.
Say hello to Pop Fresh Dough. It's such a nice feeling to make something fresh.
Poppin' Fresh Danish Rolls. Danish rolls just taste better when you bake them up fresh and hot. Try Pillsbury Danish in the dairy case.
It's such a nice feeling. Get to know Poppin' Fresh Dough.
Now, if you take your Poppin' Fresh dough, your cinnamon rolls, it's not going to take you 13 to 18 minutes in the oven. No, darling, it's going to take you exactly 1 minute. You just put your little Danish down, your little pastry there. You can even use the Stop and Shop brand. I'm cheap. That's what I use. And I've squished it into my waffle iron, and I've made this delicious little waffle pastry that I've eaten 2 of these already. While that clip was running, I ate one, but I'm not going to eat it in front of you, darling. That would be rude. I can't help it. It's delicious. I want you to look at this while I'm chewing.
Hi, I'm Poppin' Fresh, the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Hi.
Out of cookies? Let's make some.
Hey, those are chocolate chip cookies, my favorite.
Now, if you'll do the slicing, we'll do the baking. While they're cooling, let's sing a song. Oh, a house smells so nice when you bake in the oven. A warm kind of smell when you bake in the oven.
Dozens of lovin' like something from the oven.
And Pillsbury says it.
Did you know who that was? There's Marsha Brady in there as a little girl. That's right. She was no bigger than Jane, but there she was. Also, you could put spaghetti in your waffle iron. You could make something like that. That's a spaghetti, eggs, and cheese. I was planning on making this today, but after last show's debacle, I decided against it. But just be creative as to what you can throw in your iron there. Darling, it's now time for our new feature, Victoria's Favorite Finds. These are things that are my favorites or not my favorites at all, one or the other, but I wanted to share them with you, and they're all about the kitchen. Today's theme, let's start with this one, darling. These are banquet cooking bags. Have you ever heard of these? Well, it was a little plastic bag filled with frozen, chicken and sauce, and you would just throw that little plastic bag in boiling water, and it would soften, and then you were meant to eat it. Don't do it. It's not one of my favorite things, but you should try it. Also, when I need pork brains, I always reach for Kelly's pork brains because I like my pork brains in milk gravy. Now, here's a lovely thing. This is French's sauce switch. It's a recipe. Again, something I plan on making one day. And when I say one day, I mean I don't. It's you add some ketchup, equal parts of ketchup, mustard, and evaporated milk, and you whoosh them together, and you throw that over top your French toast, and there you have it, darling. Now, here's an old product from the kitchen called Moist and Easy. Where you would get the cake mix and it would come with a little cardboard pan. It was moist and it was easy. I've been accused of being both moist and easy myself, darling. Here's something you don't see every day, but you can find it in your produce department if you have an odd store. It's called the Melancholy, and it's part cauliflower, but you cut it open and it's a watermelon. Isn't that lovely? I wouldn't know when to eat that. The answer, never. I have some recipe cards that I wanted to share with you. Again, these are some of my favorite finds. How about making some fluffy mackerel pudding? Because mackerel should be fluffy, don't you think? Yes. How about this one? Tuna eggplant Poseidon. That will really bring you down. That will sink you, darling. It will. Tuna and eggplant Poseidon. Now that's an adventure. I also have a recipe for potato salad pie, and this is pretty easy. You just get a pie shell and you fill it with potato salad and you put some cherries on it and you eat it. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, how about some frozen cheese salad? Now, I don't have the recipe, just the picture. But do you make this and then you freeze it and eat it, or is the cheese frozen before you? I don't understand it, darling, but it's one of my favorites. And here's a product you don't see very often anymore: space food sticks, chewy chocolate space food sticks made by the people at Pillsbury during the space era when we were landing on the moon and everyone wanted to be an astronaut, didn't they? Well, this product did not catch on, so they repackaged it shortly thereafter, and they called them food sticks because that sounds a lot more appealing. Oh, Mum, hand me over one of those food sticks. Soylent Green is people, darling. It is. I'll leave you with one more thought. Do you remember how do you handle a hungry man? The man handler. I certainly do. I love that commercial.
A man can pile up a roaring appetite this way.
How do you handle a hungry man? The man handlers.
One of the manhandlers is Campbell's beef soup, a sturdy soup with whole grain barley, bites of beef, and lots of vegetables. Mmm, good.
The manhandlers.
The manhandlers. That was the lovely vocal stylings of Frankie Lane, a singer, an entertainer, an actor. He did an awful lot of things, but you might remember him as the voice behind Mel Brooks' Blazing Saddles song. That's right. It's practically the same song as the manhandler jingle. It is, darling. Well, let's do this now, dearies. Let's go into the kitchen, since this is a kitchen episode, and I'm going to create for you probably a big mess, but I've reached into Mummy's refrigerator, and I've got some products here. In the middle, I have some lovely cream cheese, not quite cream, not quite cheese. I found some what are those cucumbers? I found some chives. I found some celery. I found some tomatoes, and I found some grapes. And I'm going to put these all together for you, darling. Here's our first one. I've taken up a bit of cucumber. This is the mini one. They're so cute, and I have I've hollowed it out. I've taken out the little seeds, and then I'm reaching in here for that's my cream cheese. That's what she said. And I'm going to plop it right inside the cavity that I've created, and hopefully I can get it in there. The cream cheese is very hard, but there it is. I've placed it in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of my little tomatoes. You know, the little baby ones. They're so cute. They're adorable. They are. And I'm putting 2 of them there like that. Then I'm going to take a third one. And I'm going to place it up. These 2 are lying down. This one is face up. And let me just work on that one for a moment. I'm going to take you out of there. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to stick 2 toothpicks in there, like so. I have some toothpicks. And then I have to take my chives. There we have. See, there's my chive. I've got a couple of them here. And I'm just going to thread, if I can. There we go, right through the top. Like so there. I've got another one. This one, I don't know if I can get it in. Maybe I can. I can do it. There we go. So now I have this little thing. And then I'm going to go back to my little thing here. Do you see what look what I've done? I've made this thing. You don't know what it is yet, do you? It's rather oddball. But now do you remember a few episodes ago I invested in some eyes? This was a good call because now I have some eyes, and I'm going to attach the eyes with a little bit of my cream cheese, a little bit of it, and I'm going to attach my eyes to the front of the tomato. It's a mess, but do you see where I'm going with this, darling? I've created a little creature. I have. Now you could do the same thing with a little piece of celery here, and you could add your filling, and then you could put some grapes in there. And what you have at the end of the day, once I wipe my hands, I'll show you where I'm going with all this. There's some little edible little bugs. That's right, edible bugs that will delight your children. This one will not delight your children. I made it in a hurry. But if you take your time, darling, what a wonderful little springtime snack. And all you need to do is to reach in to Mummy's cupboard and steal all her lovely ingredients, and you have it right there, darling. Now, I have a little bit more of the show. It'll come up right after this message. Oh, do you know what that is yet, darling? I bet you do. You're smart. You are smart. You're probably smart enough to figure out that the next segment in our show is called The Match Game. It's the match game, darling, with a kitchen theme today. Now, what I'm going to do is hold up a little sentence with a blank space, and it is up to you to fill in that blank. Tell me what you think I'm going to say, and if you guess it, there will be prizes won. You might get a Dick, or you might get a Jane. Some of you already have a Dick, and some of you already have a Jane, but you need them both, don't you? It pays to win. If you have your Dick and you have your Jane, then you get me, darling, on a little button there. But it's a fun way to spend your Sunday morning. I hope you all win everything always. So let me set up here. I've got my music here. I've got the orchestra all queued up here. Let's see where we are. All righty. Let's have a go at this first one, shall we? Jane often starts her day with Mr. Coffee. She likes her coffee blank. Jane often starts her day with Mr. Coffee. She likes her coffee blank. Now I'm going to write down my answer. Let's see if anyone out there has any guesses. She likes her coffee dark. She likes her coffee black. She likes it bitter. That's a good one, Zach. She likes it black. She likes it black. Black seems to be the definitive answer. We got another bitter one there. She likes it strong. She likes it hot. She likes it hot. Some like it hot. She likes it like her man. She likes it instant. She likes it wet. Tall and black. Strong. She likes it creamy. Oh, Christy. I love all your answers today. There's some wonderful answers, but I don't think anyone's matched me. We have another one. She likes like her men ground up and in the freezer. She likes it creamed. Oh, the music's changed. Did you notice that? We went right through it. We got a lot of answers here. I'm going to stop the music though, as is my wont. And I'm going to tell you what my answer was. We did not have any matches. She likes her coffee thick. She likes it thick. You know, the grounds come through the machine. Well, that's what came to my mind, darling. I'm sorry, but it did. Don't worry. You have another chance to win. I wouldn't leave you like that. I wouldn't leave you with a thick answer like that. Let's look at the next clue, shall we? Here's our next one. When Dick eats waffles, he often shouts his sister, "Let go my blank." When Dick eats his waffles, he often shouts out to his sister, "Let go my blank." I'm going to fill in my answer. I've got mine in. What did you have to say? Let go my ego. Let go my syrup. Let go my neck. Let go my ego. Just like the one on the commercial. Let go my plate. Let go my fork. Let go my fork. Let go my sister Sally. She hasn't been in an episode, has she? Let go my plate. Let go my, I can't say it on TV. Let go my let go my syrup. It's kind of the jazzy version, isn't it? It's got me moving and grooving over here in the bunker. Well, let go my dinghies. Let go my thick coffee. Well, we're getting closer. All right, I'm going to flip over all the cards. Now stop it. I said, let go my sausage. You know, sausage and waffles. Sausage and, you don't have that in your country? That's what we eat in Cringeworth. Let go my Mrs. T. I wonder how Mr. T felt about that. Why didn't they have him be the spokesman for Mrs. T? Maybe they would have sold a few of them if they had. He was big then, wasn't he? Probably still is. Who am I to judge the size of Mr. T? All right, we have no winners so far, but I want to give stuff away. It's doing me no good in the bunker. So let's play another round. This is an easy one, darling. And I say easy, I don't know what I mean by it, but here we go. Kitchen blank. Kitchen blank. This could be anything. Kitchen blank. Kitchen. I've got my answer in. I wish a light would come on when I got my answer in, like on TV, but no. Kitchen sink, kitchen knife, kitchen gadget, kitchen towel, kitchen carpeting, kitchen sink, kitchen something, kitchen towel. I found in the towel, Shelly. Come on. Kitchen stove, kitchen pan, kitchen toilet, that crappy kitchen, of course, kitchen gadget, kitchen cabinet. Let's all go to IKEA and get our kitchen cabinets. That's what I'd like to do this afternoon. I can't get out of this bunker. Kitchen wizard, kitchen floor, kitchen table. Why not? Kitchen table. That's what we eat around the kitchen. Come on. Kitchen MRI. Kitchen MRI. I see it there. That's what we'll be doing in the future, Scooter. All right. I'm going to tell you what my answer is. Because we did sort of bandy about my answer. No, we didn't. I don't think we did. No, we didn't have it. But look, I'm a product of the 70s, darling. I am, and I don't mean I'm in my 70s. I said kitchen witch. Who had the kitchen witch? Anyone? Did anyone have a kitchen witch? It was meant to bring you good luck. The kitchen witch would bring you good luck. It would. But no, it didn't bring anybody good luck today. All right, I've got one more, and that's it. All right, here we go. Blank dinner. Blank dinner. Now somebody win this. I'm gonna make. Be on my wavelength. Let me throw my good vibes, my kitchen vibes out to you. It's what's for dinner? Holiday dinner. Winner chicken. Christmas. Steak. Formal. Frozen. TV, frozen. Winner chicken. All right. Spaghetti dinner. Oh, I loved it when the Boy Scouts would make the spaghetti dinner, didn't you, Justin? All right, I think we're going to throw in the towel on that. Yep, there we go. We're out. We had some winners. I wrote frozen dinner. So I think we have Lance and Barbara and Christy have all won, and I'll send you a little trinket. I'll send you a Dick or a Jane. I know some of you have a Dick. Some of you have a J. I'm happy to send them out. I'll get them in the mail first thing Monday. I will. That's tomorrow. And I'll probably reach out and ask you which you have, because I don't want to repeat. No one wants to have two dicks, do they? I mean, really. So I want to leave you now, and I want to let you know about our next show. So our next show is actually a rather big deal, darling, because it's going to be on 2 days, May 4th and May 5th. I'm going to be coming at you throughout the day, right here from the Glittery Bunker. It's the Great Give. This is a 36-hour online giving event to support local not-for-profits like Pantochino, who is our host here of Let's Learn Stuff in the Glittery Bunker. I'll be coming at you throughout the day with little bits of knowledge, little nonsensical things. I'll be thanking you all as your donations pour in to keep our little organization going. All it hopes that maybe one day we'll get to do the show live, and I would like nothing more than that. But I want you to put on your calendar May 4th and 5th. That's both days. Look for me in the morning, and then the mid-morning, the afternoon, lunchtime, dinner time. I might even come at you. There's a late night Great Give there, and I might be up for that. I will. So May the 4th be with me on the Great Give. Now, in the meantime, I want you to go out and get your vaccines. Everyone can get them if you're 16 and up. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. You still have to do it, darling. Keep a distance. This is a real thing. This is real. Now, as soon as I can, I promise you, I'll meet you live on stage. I want you to be kind to each other more than anything. I'm so glad you're here in the bunker. You have yourself a lovely, lovely Sunday afternoon.
If you're stuck inside and you need some fun, she's the Grand Dame of Getting It Done! With Victoria Sautee!
There's no chicken salt in here, dearies.